You heard from Irv?
Not since the one text message said he may be a little late.
It's just sad about these players.
Yeah.
Here comes Irvin. Hi, Irvin.
Fellas, what's up?
What's going on?
Not much.
I know you right up there by this Virginia thing. What's going on?
I'm not that close, but yeah, that was a mess. That's still about an hour and a half.
Is that right?
Hour and a half away from me.
Yeah. You freezing up on us again. Travis, go ahead and start the music.
Play the clock. Oh, you already know what it is, man. Ooh and Jay, they coming through. Straight no chaser. Straight from the hip.
Straight from the hip, don't need no script, just need a microphone. My man Coach Boo gon' take you to the entertainment zone. They got the stats, the this and that to keep this show on point. And when we're done, we have some fun and rock this funky joint. So if you will, sit back and chill, give us a chance to show ya. If one of y'all would like to call, we'll talk just like we know ya. We take control, then start the roll, and then there ain't no stopping. It's time to dip straight from the hip. Hey, yo, let's get it poppin'.
Hey, welcome to Straight from the Hip. I'm your host, Coach Gerald Boo Mitchell, coming to you live from the Imperial Palace on Black Mania. I've been up here for a little while. I had to come back. I went and saw Black Panther from up here, Travis, since, Wakanda, they came from Black Mania, the Wakandan people. So like I said, we had a little celebration. Everybody put on their purple royalty hats. You know what I'm saying? We sponsored by Nike. Everybody know that. Anyway, with us today, Irv, what's going on, Chocolate City? Irv?
Hey, not much. What's happening?
Trying to be like you, man.
Nah,
you know what I'm talking about?
No, you're not.
Trying to be like you. Dude, they say you live in the American dream.
Working hard right now.
You know what that is? The American dream?
No idea.
Make all the money, do none of the work. That's the American dream.
That's the next step.
That's it right there. Travis, what's going on?
Oh, not much. Just another day.
Travis, look like you shaved a little bit today. You sure?
Positive.
For some reason, it don't look as ragged as it normally does.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate that.
Anyway, what's going on, Richard? Yeah, I know Richard trying to get on that purple thing. He talking about the Minnesota Vikings, though. Richard thinks he done found him a jewel. I can't wait. And they're going to be my new Cincinnati. And Richard, you're going to be my new Travis. Anyway, real quick. Tragedy, guys, and I want to talk about this first and kind of get it out of the way. I really feel like we need to address it because I've been reading some things and hearing some things on TV that kind of touch you as a parent. And I don't know how many people that we have out there who have actually sent a kid off to college. But when you send your kid off to college, and one of the dads in this tragic shooting said that you think your kids are in good hands and they're safe and all that, and you send your kid off to college and now he comes home in a pine box. I mean, how do you deal with that? I mean, how does all that work? I mean, it's just, it's like I said, it's that big of a tragedy in that as a parent, I don't know what I would do if that were, if I was one of those parents right now. Well, I know I'd be somewhere trying to break into some jail and get the guy who did it. But in any event, Travis, your thoughts on that matter?
Yeah, it's a sad, unfortunate situation, and just something that didn't need to happen. Mistake by one person changed the lives of a lot of people, right? The one thing I think we do need to also recognize is there weren't just football players that passed away or were involved in this incident. There were other students,
right?
For the University of Virginia. So, I know I'm sure a lot of the coverage will go to the football players, but let's also remember that there were other, just regular students and their families that were affected by this. So it's not just, a football issue.
Now, were the other students actually killed? Because all I read was that 3 were killed and 2 were injured.
I'm not 100% sure. I do know they did say that there was at least one non-football player that was at least had some injuries.
Okay.
But again, my point is not to say that one's worse than the other. Just sure. Kind of pointing out that it's not just a football issue right now.
Not a football thing. I agree. Irv, what you think?
Yeah, it's very rough because we're hearing about a lot of things going on in these college campuses, especially within the last 10 years. There's been a few things at College Park in Maryland. I remember it was a situation when I was in North Carolina where there was a couple schools at NC State where kids were kidnapped and things like that. Like this is really serious. And like you were saying, like you send your kids to college, you think they're getting an education and they're protected.
Right.
And they're getting a chance to grow and being an adult. You don't think about freshmen and sophomores possibly losing their life,
right?
Any type of situation like this, and it's rough because now we're at a situation where it's like, are we safe anywhere? And the real answer is no.
Amen. I agree, guys. My thing is this: is that I think that parents lose sight of the fact that when you send your kid off to college, like Vanderbilt, I'm using Vanderbilt for example. I grew up in basically a country town of Valdosta, Georgia. In those kind of towns, it's way laid back. There's a whole lot less city than there is country. You got trees and all that kind of stuff that you can go run lakes and stuff you can go play in and swim in and all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden I was put into a metropolis, downtown Nashville, Tennessee. And I mean, you'd be lucky if you drove in 10 different directions for about 10 miles and found a tree. I mean, it's like everything around is concrete. I mean, concrete jungle, city, for blocks and blocks and blocks. And Vanderbilt didn't have a gate up around the campus. I mean, you get off the sidewalk and walk into your classroom, and so you pass every Tom, Dick, and Harry on the street on the way to your classroom. So it's not like these campuses have, oh well, my baby's gonna be on campus and they'll be fine on campus. I mean, I can't tell you how many times we heard about, assaults occurring right there on campus, just from Joe people in the area. There's predators out there, and if you're walking the streets of Nashville, you could be on the way to class or whatever, and get accosted in one way or the other, whatever. So knowing that as a parent, and when my kids decided to go to college in Los Angeles, dude, it was tough. I mean, it was tough for me because, you always hear what's going on in LA and how wild it is and this and that and, everything else. And, especially my daughter, because I have a daughter. And I mean, my daughter's 28 years old and I still worry about her today. And then pray for her every night that she's safe and she's making good decisions about where she is and what she's doing and being cognizant of her surroundings and things like that all the time. So I can only imagine, when you've got a 18, 19, 20-year-old kid who's going to college and you get a call from the police or from the coach or whatever saying that person is no longer. So, Travis.
No, I agree. I agree. It's a bad situation.
So, Irv, you got anything else?
No, man. Just praying for the families, man, for real.
Yep.
I know, and it is, guys. It's a tough situation, and our hearts go out to everybody that's concerned. I don't know anything about the young man. I haven't read anything about. I just saw they put up something about the young man who they're saying is the suspect. I think his parents were talking to the media about him, and I don't know if they're saying that he had any kind of issues or whatever. Only thing I heard was he never reported the fact that he had been in trouble with some things involving shootings or guns or something. I'm not sure about exactly what it was, but they said it was nowhere on his background check or whatever they do. I don't know what they do nowadays before you come to school. So
I do have real quick. I do have a really, really good friend, and he comes on here every once in a while. Ricardo, and his son goes to the University of Virginia right now.
Wow, I'll be dang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he's okay. He was not obviously, thankfully, a part in any way, but his son is at the University of Virginia right now. So,
right. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, we're moving right along, and it just so happens that our first game of the week, which was on Thursday night, was none other than the Atlanta Falcons versus the Panthers. Everybody in America was rushing to their TVs to see this game. I mean, I'm telling you, I don't know who is picking these games for Thursday night. Were you the only game in town? And the entire country is forced to watch a doo-doo bowl, basically. I mean, just a straight sewer bowl. And you got the Falcons and the Panthers. Anyway, to all you people out there who've been talking about, where's Peavy? I wish Peavy was on here. Peavy, you better not be on here. Who have been talking about all the Falcons and this and that. And I've been listening to these dumbass commentators on TV. I'm telling you, the Falcons are built. They're built to be able to take down some of these teams and this and that and all this other. Man, anyway, Falcons 15, Panthers 25. Now understand, once again, when I become commissioner, less than 21 points, $1 million fine. $1 million. It's going to cost you $1 million. Because that means you only that's like a grown man violation. I mean, if you're in the NFL, you can't score 21 points. That's a major violation. So anyway, Travis, what do you think?
It was a dreadful game. And I'm just actually reading something real quick. I'll read it to you. You'll get a kick out of this, Coach. The Week 10 game between the Falcons and the Panthers hit a season low in viewer audience attendance.
What did I just say?
at 6.8 million viewers.
Well, I just tell you, everybody was rushing to see this game. I mean, it had
It
to
dropped.
must see.
This one game dropped the average from 10 million to 9.65 million.
Wow.
Just this one game.
Wow. Well, that's what happens when you put two of the hottest teams out there on must-see TV. I mean, dude, I did not even plug it in. I did not even go to that channel to watch one down of it. Irv, you still there? What you got, Irv? Because it looks like you frozen.
Oh, he's back.
There he is. Irv, what you got about the Falcons?
I'm good. Yeah, I just switched. What I got about the Falcons? Nothing. Listen, another spectacular Thursday night game full of quarterbacks that had no business being on prime time.
I hear you.
Listen, they expected a good rivalry game from the same division. We got a bad rivalry game from the same division. Can we just not show these two teams on television ever again?
Dude, ever again. I mean, how do they get TV time? I mean, I don't get that. I mean, I'm hoping they're just showing it to us because this is our region. I'm hoping everybody in the country ain't having to watch that shit. But if it's Thursday night, I mean, there's only one game in town. You know what I'm saying? Ray Miller said that how bad is the NFC South? All of the Panthers' wins are in the same division. They sure are. You right about that?
That's all they need.
Yep. Tom says there was some effed up calls, Coach. We suck, but damn. I believe the refs effed us over. That's what Tom said in his comment. Tom, here's my thing. I mean, if your ass can't score 21 points, referees ain't got shit to do with that. I mean, I can see, Tom, if you know you had a 35-point game and you should have had 50 or whatever, and the rest kind of messed you over. But damn, I mean, you can't score 21 points in a football game, even with some effed up calls. I'm going to say this to everybody. Anybody tell me one game they've ever watched where they didn't feel like there were bad calls in the game? Bad calls is part of the game, guys. I mean, so we can't go to bad calls. We can't talk about bad calls.
Hey, Coach, fans don't want to hear that.
I know. Fans don't. Now, analysts do. Analytic people do. Because you have to factor that in. I guarantee you when Vegas is figuring those odds and all that, ask them if bad calls ain't figured into that. Some percentage of that is bad calls. I guarantee you.
Just to answer your question, the Falcons and the Panthers, neither one of them have any type of primetime game for the rest of the year. So
thank God.
There you go.
Thank God. God is good.
All the time.
There you go.
Amen.
Seattle Seahawks 16. Once again, man law violation. Seattle Seahawks 16. Buccaneers 21. They barely got there. Does this mean the Bucs are back? They actually beat somebody not in their own stinky division. They actually scored a man law violation. They missed it by a point by scoring 21. Irv, what do you think? Brady back?
No, but White, their running back, was playing some good football though.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, Brady looks solid, but then Brady still had them situations where guys were just not catching the football for him.
Yeah.
But it just didn't happen as often as the previous games.
Everybody understand this. I don't care how good of a quarterback you are. You got to have a running game. You got to have a running game. If not, them jokes just going to pin their ears back and come hard for you every time. And if they do that and with the run game, they'll run past the guy with the ball. And so that slows them down when you have a good running game, and they have to make sure that they're not getting upfield and running past the guy who's coming downhill. That's why it's imperative that you have a good running game no matter how well you throw it. Travis.
Which is why Seattle lost.
There you go.
Yep. No, I agree with everything you just said, Coach. I'll say this, though. With Tom Brady as the quarterback, it seems like they run the ball a lot more than you would think they would with Tom Brady as the quarterback, right? It seems they're 60% run, it seems like. But, they won the game, so if that's what they got to do to win the game, so be it. My thing is, Gino looked like he went to Oktoberfest about a day before the damn game, and that's why he played so damn bad, because he was horrible.
Really? Again, I didn't see the game. I was at the GFL championships all day, so I didn't get to see hardly anything. Every now and then I'd pass by somebody who had a score or something like that, but that was about it. Here's another good game that I'm sure, I have no doubt, that many viewers were watching. Lions 31, Bears 30. Lions versus the Bears. Dude, I mean, I'm telling you, I mean, you want to talk about stink bowls.
Hey, at least this had 61 points in it.
I know, right. but still, I mean, good God, I didn't want to see one of those 61.
I do love, and we don't need to talk too much about this game either, but the best thing about this game is coming after, the news out of this game is, Justin Fields looks really good, and he looks like he could be the next young, good quarterback, because I have heard that and read that by multiple people. But they still lost the game to the Lions. Like, what are we talking about here? He had one good game, and he had a really nice run, but they still lost to the Lions, who's one of the worst 5 teams in the league. So how good is this guy? I don't think he's very good.
I think Justin Fields has made some major improvements. I mean, he might even be, one of the comeback players of the year this year. He might be up for that. Tua could definitely be up for that. I mean, there's some people I think that, we know from injured last year or whatever. Gino, they've talked about Gino already being the comeback player of the year. So, like I said, I'm gonna I'll give Justin Fields his props. I'm not ready to ordain him like so many other people are. When a young quarterback gets on a roll, about a 2 or 3 game roll, they're ready to make him the next somebody. And I'm not ready to do that. But I'll give him some props that he's playing better than he did last year. So, Irv, what you got?
Yeah, but Coach, like, the one thing you don't realize is with Tua and Gino, they got 3 things that Justin Fields does not have: 2 wide receivers and a running back.
There you go. I agree. I agree with you there. And Tua has no help. Travis just being hard on Tua.
You mean Justin Fields?
I'm sorry, Justin Fields. My bad.
It's okay. Well, the comeback player of the year is already wrapped up. So, and you didn't even name the winner, but we'll move on. We'll get to him when his game comes up. So,
who's the winner? Who'd you say?
Brian Robinson's going to win comeback player of the year.
Oh, Brian Robinson. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll see.
From being shot in the leg to, actually playing in the league, yeah, he's going to win.
Well, I mean, that just depends on who thinks that, his ass might not should have been where he was. Look at Mr. Peavy. Put Mr. Peavy's comment up there. This is a true Falcon fan. What that true Falcon fan said, right? You see that, Irv? I know, Mr. Peavy, you don't say shit about no damn pro. Let's just talk about high school football. About how his team is the Cula. He was up in the stands the other night. We whooped their ass 37-7. So I don't know what the hell you want to talk about that for. 37-7, Mr. Peavy. What you want to talk about that? Anyway, put what Richard Hood up. Hood said, Travis, put that up there. Comeback player of the year is no different than a turd that will not flush on the first nor the second attempt. Do you see that? You see? You see?
It's disrespectful, man.
I hear you. My brother one time won the most improved player award. And oh yeah, sure they did.
Oh Lord.
Won the most improved player award. We gave him a hard time about that. Said, see, that means that last year you weren't worth a damn.
Exactly.
Or last year you weren't worth a shit. This year you ain't worth a damn. But you improved.
But I'll give Justin Fields this. He wasn't the reason they lost the game.
No.
I agree. I agree from what I've heard. I didn't like I said see much, but I heard another great game to be on TV. Browns 17, man law violation. Dolphins 39. I mean, dude, we've talked about 4 games so far, and 3 of them man law violation. Can't break 21 points. At least one of the team. I love it. I love all of Mr. Peavy's comments. I mean, he is such a Falcon fan. I mean, that is a Falcon. Read some of them comments. You don't have to put them up, Travis. Let's talk about high school. They paid the reps. Lots of home cooking. And doesn't that sound like a Falcon fan right there? Got a reason for everything except just saying we suck. You know, I mean, how many times have I said that about the 49ers? Have I not said that, Herb? Travis, have I not said that?
Yeah.
Have I not said our quarterback is terrible? We need a new quarterback, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. These jokers don't. I mean, they just can't let it go. People them just can't let it go. Yeah, I know Buford pounded the ridge. I know. Richard has turned into a pure Buford head these days. Anyway, Browns and Dolphins. Looks like Tua had a big day. I think that what's my boy came over from the Chiefs, Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill might be the MVP of the season, first time in a long time. I mean, if he busts 2,000 yards, he should be the MVP of the league, in my opinion. It's hard to get 1,000, let alone to get 2,000. And they say that he might be able to do it. Irv, what are your thoughts on that?
And he still won't get the MVP. It's a quarterback trophy, man.
Yep.
No matter what.
That's what everybody's saying. But every now and then, you know, I can see a Micah Parsons or a very dominant defensive person like well, he's not having a good year this year. Aaron Donald or somebody like that who's just that dominant. I can see that happening.
Calvin Johnson had like 1,900 one year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even come top 3.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. If he gets 2,000,
he played for the Lions, which means he was double covered every play.
Yeah,
and still got 1,900.
If he gets 2,000, I think that there will be a big case made for him to get it. Because I mean, if you said it otherwise,
before they gave it to Tyreek Hill.
Otherwise, they need to come up and just name another award. I mean, just give another award to somebody because name it somebody, name the Troy Aikman Award or whatever, award of excellence or something, and give it to somebody else other than the damn quarterback.
The only way a quarterback doesn't win, there's only one possible way a quarterback doesn't win the MVP.
How's that?
And that's if a running back actually would get 2,000 yards rushing and umpteen touchdowns. That's the only way a quarterback would not win the MVP that year.
Yes.
Okay. If Tyreek gets 2,000,
they'll give it to Tua before they give it to Tyreek.
That's fine. If Tyreek gets 2,000, I mean, the bottom line is that who's the most valuable player on that team? Is it Tyreek or is it Tua? Because half them damn balls that he throws to Tua are underthrown. Tua comes back and catches them like a damn punt return and then takes off with him. It ain't like he throwing dimes and hitting him in stride and all that shit. That ain't even happening.
I understand, Coach, but actually, I'd make the argument that Tua is more valuable than Tyreek, and I'll tell you the reason why.
Tell me why.
Tua has missed 2 entire games,
and
then a half of a game when he got knocked out against Cincinnati.
Okay.
Those were their 3 losses. Tyreek played in every single one of them. Every game that Tua has played and finished, they're 7-0.
Okay, let me give you this. Anything that Tua does, all those throws and stuff, he can throw a 1-yard screen, and Tyreek can run 98 yards. And guess how many yards Tua gets?
He gets
98.
I understand. Which
is bullshit. So, like I said, I don't want to hear nothing about Tua's stats and this and that and all that bullshit. Because at the end of the day, he could be 7-0. You know why his ass is 7-0? Because he's getting the damn ball to Tyreek.
It's not just on Tyreek Hill, though.
I know, but exactly. You're making my point for me. Because he's also got 5 other people on that team he can throw a 1-yard pass to, and their asses can run 99 yards, and his ass gets the credit for it. He gets the credit for the touchdown, They don't tell you that man broke 3 tackles and changed direction 6 times to get that damn touchdown. But they Tua gets every damn one of them yards. This joker done jumped over people and done all this stuff and everything, and Tua gets all the damn credit. I mean, that's insane. I mean, look at the damn film. Hey, Miss Peavy, we're going to talk about your boys in just a minute here. So I'm glad you just coming in, because Mr. Peavy done showed his ass on this show. I mean, showed his ass. But I'm glad you're here, Miss Peavy, because we need to get some order restored in this place, in this show. Okay, anyway, Travis done got my blood pressure up, sitting up here talking about some damn Tua being an MVP when his ass was, I don't even get me talking about no damn Tua. Anyway, Travis, you got me all off track. Broncos. Oh, this was a great game right here. Now, this was a great game.
The double finding.
10, Titans 17.
The front office.
If y'all don't give a damn about me, I found that out about this show. I have a bunch of people who listen to this show who don't give a damn about me, because if y'all would write in and write some, they're watching. I'm telling you right now, Roger Goodell watches this show every week. Because every time I say something on this show that needs to be done, all of a sudden, magically, it gets done. They got somebody watching this show. And I'm telling you, these damn games here where it's 10-17, dude, listen, I had to go back and dig into the game. I thought maybe they only played one half. I mean, when it was 10-17, I said, well, it must have been a damn typhoon or something came through and stopped the game after the first quarter. I mean, what the hell? 10-17, grown-ass men, NFL, whole game, and the final score is 10-17. I want somebody needs to give back to everybody who watched that game. I mean, I think that they should install a little coin thing on your TV, where when you have games like that, coins fall into a jar, because you should be rewarded something. I mean, think about it. I mean, if it ain't but 10 cents each, if everybody just get 10 pennies, but every time that happens, you let that thing just sit there, and then, you put a little alarm on it when it starts to get kind of full, so you can take it and go dump it in one of them things at Walmart that counts all your coins and you get cash back with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to come up with an idea, because we need to be compensated for a dumbass team that can't score but 10 points. Grown-ass men, the Broncos, can't score but 10 points in a damn game. And the Titans right behind them. Oh, Derrick Henry. Yeah, how good was Derrick Henry that day when they asked us couldn't score but 17 points? Talk to me.
I mean, Tennessee is a team that's going to be scoring 17 points every game this year. If that. It's just Derrick Henry and the Pips.
I know. We need to have a B league or something. Like I just saw what NBA has a G league. Why can't the NFL have a league like that?
We do. It's called the AFC.
What they call it?
It's called the AFC.
And no, it's really called the NFC South. But my whole thing is that why can't they? Let's just call it an ass league. The teams that have to go to this league are just ass. Just call it an ass league, because this is ridiculous, dude. Did anybody watch this game? I mean, Travis, there's got to be something about this game here that pulled the ratings down too, because it's about 4 or 5 games on this list today that should have pulled all the ratings down. I mean, this is ridiculous. I don't even want to talk about. I don't give a shit what happened. This was a good game right here. I like this game from what I heard, and I just want to see I'm gonna let y'all talk about it. I ain't gonna say nothing. Then I'm gonna come in and bury all y'all. Vikings 33, Bills 30. Richard Hood, I'm sitting up there at the game trying to get my stuff together, get a phone call. Richard Hood, I wasn't even answering most people's phone call, but Richard is a dear friend of mine, and I was just checking to make sure he didn't need anything. So I answered the phone, and all he talking about is the damn game. Oh, are you watching the game? I said, Richard, I'm up here at North Gwinnett, where your ass should be, trying to do GFL championships today. Oh, well, he started giving me the whole rundown on the game and told me about the fumble in the end zone and this and that and blah, blah, all this other stuff. So At the end of the day, Richard would like to think, I need everybody to pay attention. Richard would like to think that the Vikings won that game. The Vikings didn't win that game. The Bills lost that game. Y'all didn't win shit. The Bills lost that game. All they've had to do was snap the ball, wedge it out for 6 inches, take a knee, and go home with a win. And the dumbass quarterback who wasn't concentrating, he already thinking about what kind of apple pie they're going to have for him in the locker room or whatever. Lost his damn concentration, lost his mind, let the ball dribble between his legs, somebody fall on for a damn touchdown. And Richard Hood think that's a win, that they dominated. Look at him putting all this shit in the chat, purple. W is by purple. Now, what is he saying? What's he talking about, Travis?
I don't know what NLUE
is. That hooch. I told you, I guarantee he got some hooch between his legs right now in a mason jar. I guarantee it's in a mason jar. Anyway, Irv, do you think that the Vikings deserve all this credit and all this foolishness that everybody's talking about?
I'll be honest. They got 3 straight weeks of ugly football that they just so happen to fall over and get a W.
Thank you. Ugly football, Travis.
I called Jason after the game and I said, I think Minnesota's a good team, a good enough team to make the playoffs, but they're not 7-1, top of the NFC good. And I think they're going to get smacked in the mouth in the playoffs. There's no way they're making the Super Bowl.
Dude, I can't wait.
I don't even know if they're making the NFC Championship game.
I can't wait till they play against some real competition. I mean, and don't get me wrong, Buffalo is some real competition, but now they think that there's somebody and that they beat a real competitive team. And they ain't got nothing to do with that. Y'all didn't beat them. They lost to y'all. They lost the game. All they had to do was take a damn knee. And y'all sitting up there celebrating that. Go on with your bad self, Richard. I know Miss P. You probably didn't mean blue. But that hooch does something to your eye. Well, go ahead, Trav.
That catch by Justin Jefferson, though.
Oh, that was nice.
Is better than the Odell Beckham one when he was in the Giants on that Sunday Night Football that we've seen 100 times. That was
I'll give you that. But next person that says he better than Jerry Rice or he's the next Jerry Rice.
I wasn't going to say that.
I'm going to slap the taste out their mouth.
I wasn't going to say it. My point was just
you don't know a damn thing about Jerry Rice. If you think that this boy who's been out here for damn, what is this, his second year in the league?
Yep.
Oh, third, excuse me.
This is his third.
Ooh, it's his third year. My bad. Ooh, third year. And y'all were ready to ordain him to be Jerry Rice? Are you kidding me? I don't give a damn if he is the best receiver in football, which I'm not even ready to give him that. Is anybody ready to give him that? Who's ready to say that he's the best receiver in football? Travis, I know your ass ain't gonna say it because last year you claimed that the damn Jamar Chase was the best damn receiver in football. Exactly. That's why I'm not trying to hear that. Oh, I hate when people do that.
I wasn't going to say he was the best wide receiver. I wasn't saying that.
Oh, there's a bunch of people that's been saying it. There's
a bunch of people that are saying it. I'm just saying I didn't say it.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I'm just checking.
But it was, before we move on to the next game, because I know we got to keep it going, it was a fantastic game. Reminded me of the AFC Buffalo Kansas City playoff game from last year.
No, it wasn't that good.
It was a really good game.
Especially not the way that it ended. If it ended the way that I heard, ain't no way in the hell it was close to that. Because that game last year was off the hip. I mean, you wish every football game could be like that. All right, move right along. Texans, man law violation 16. Giants, 24. And I'm sure that everybody's excited if you're a Giants fan. Ooh, we going to the Super Bowl now. We beat the Texans. Put it on them. Beat them by 8. Stomped them. That's it. Giants stomped them. 24-16. Who wants to talk about this disaster? I ain't got nothing to say about it other than read the score. That's just terrible. Chiefs 27. Jaguars, man law violation 17. I mean, hold on, Travis. Put Irv up here by himself. Let Irv have it. Irv, talk to us about your I know your heart is with them, with the Jaguars. Go ahead and talk to us.
Listen,
just remember, you were the guy when they were like 3-0. I told you about the Jags. This their year. I'm telling you right now. Jags going to the Super Bowl.
You never said this was their year.
Jags. That's all I heard. Travis, is that a good impersonation, Travis?
It's okay.
I told you. Coach Boo. I told you, watch out for them Jags. I told you. All we had to do is get rid of Urban Meyer. We there now. We got it. We got him, Coach. Wasn't that it, Travis?
Well, I'll say, though, there should be a correction to that. I don't think there was ever a we.
Oh, well, I'm just saying that whenever you pick a team, a lot of y'all, when you pick a team, all of a sudden it becomes we. For now, for some reason, you got a job or you got a kid on the team or something. It becomes we.
Because I picked them second in the AFC South.
No, you've been on the Jags for a minute, and you've been talking shit. When they were damn 3-0, your ass was glowing like a damn butterfly, like a damn glowworm.
They could have been 3-0 because they lost to Washington week 1.
Or whatever it was, when they had that record, it was looking kind of nice, and I said,
2-1.
Just wait.
I said they're gonna be a tough out.
Just wait. Yeah, they look like a tough out. All right. Okay, moving on. Here's another oh my God. How do we survive this week in football? Steelers 20, Saints 10. I mean, and I can just imagine the Steelers getting 20 points. That was probably the ugliest 20 points scored all season because they don't have a quarterback worth a damn. Yep. I mean, oh my God. Was it Pickett? Is Pickett still back there?
Yep.
Oh my God. How painful was that to watch?
He had a rushing touchdown.
Oh, there you go. Because if he had a rushing touchdown, I guarantee it was painful to watch. Wow. I mean, ain't no need to talk about this game. Bradley Roby's hurt anyway. I ain't want to talk about it. Raiders, Colts. Once again, could this have been the worst week for football? I mean, as far as matchups, Colts 25, Raiders 20. Let's stop a minute before we talk about the game. Let's talk about the hiring of Jeff Saturday. Travis, I'm gonna let you go first. I know Jeff personally, so I'm gonna let you talk first, Travis.
In terms of if I like it, like what do you want to know?
Anything your little heart desires.
We talked about it last week on the show. I think it is what it is. There's a lot of former coaches on that staff, and they picked him. I got a feeling it could be he's really good friends with Jim Irsay, and there could be some, hey, I need you to kind of see what's going on with the team and give me an update type thing for the future of this team. Do I think he's going to be there any past this year? No. But you never know.
I will say
Matt Ryan is now the quarterback again. Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, wow. I'll say this, Miss Peavy, she knows Coach Saturday like I do. So she just said Coach Saturday got his first win. Don't talk bad about him. I'm with you, Miss Peavy. You know Saturday's a good friend of mine. And I've known Saturday for a long time. I used to train his kids. And used to coach over there or train them over there at Hebron, where your son went to school. So, I know Jeff Saturday very well. And he and I still talk on the phone. I'd say maybe once every other month. I mean, it's not that much. But I'll run across his name. And I got another coach named Saturday who coaches now at Peachtree Ridge. He was at Johns Creek. So when I'm scanning to get his number, I'll, see Saturdays, and I'll call him every now and then, just talk to him. I like Saturday. He's my friend. I believe in what he's saying. I'm a leader of men. And anytime I can lead men and be involved with football because I know football, et cetera, I get it. I don't see how any good can come out of what he's doing. Because at the end of the day, at some point he's going to have to go. I mean, even if he wins, let's say he wins every game they play from here on out. How are you going to justify that? His hiring and everything else. As far as, like you just said, all these other coaches out there who've been coaching for years, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, they'll justify by saying that he turned the team around and the season around by winning. That's all they got to say.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's not.
And the fan base will go, "You're right," because we did win, and that's all fans really care about.
I know, but at the end of the day, you're violating rules because they say that the only reason he's able to do this is because he has the interim tag.
I understand.
So after they take that interim tag off, and then they hire him when his credentials are nowhere near as good as anybody that they're going to interview, because anybody has a whole lot more on their resume than he has when he's coached is high school football. It's going to be impossible for you to hire him without there being some kind of retribution. I'm going to tell you that right now. So, I mean, that's why I say I hate to see him getting caught up in all that, because he's my friend. I love him to death. He's a real, real nice guy. I really enjoy talking to him. He's one of the best people I ever had to have conversations with. But I don't think it's right what they did. Irv, what you got?
100%. But the favorite owners of the league get to do whatever they want, and it seems like nobody has any backlash from when they do it.
Thank you, Irv.
But the crazy thing is, how did Jim Irsay become a favorite owner?
I think Irsay's just a favorite owner because he's been around for so long.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, and it's been in the family name for so long.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with this Davis. We're gonna talk about him in a few minutes. Al Davis's boy out there in Las Vegas. I mean, Jerry Jones been involved in the league for years. They let Jerry Jones say whatever he wants to say, do whatever he wants to do. Supposedly he was Daniel Snyder's only friend as far as owner is concerned. I mean, there's probably I'd say maybe 6 owners who I think kind of run the league. And we just named about 3 or 4 of them. But I would say there's 6 owners who really, that man up there at Gillette Stadium, up there, Tom Brady's old home. He's one of them. Because that man there can do whatever he wants to do and not worry about going to jail or anything else. So there are some favorites out there. Good old boy Jerry, you right about that, Miss Peavy. That's your coach. That's your team's coach. We coming up on your game. Right about now. I got one more game before I get to yours, Miss Peavy. Anyway, I did think it was interesting to see Matt Ryan, because I guarantee you Matt Ryan and Jeff Saturday are friends. They both live right here in Gwinnett County. I've never seen or heard about them hanging out. But I guarantee you they've met each other before, and they're probably good friends. And so he probably gave him a shot to get back on the field. So again, that's that relationship thing. It ain't about how good you are. It's about who you know. And that's troublesome. Irv, is it like that in the NBA?
Somewhat. It's a lot of reputation by player names and player reputations than it is like it is with the NFL.
Okay.
So, like, I get an example. Like, Steve Nash had no business getting a coaching job.
No doubt.
But guys like, I'm throwing his name out even though he's not in the league anymore. Patrick Ewing should have had an NBA job a long time ago.
Right. Yeah, he been in college for years now.
He's been going through the ranks. Guys like Earl Watson, Monty Williams, guys that were not big NBA names, but they played in the NBA that
played in the NBA. Yeah.
Ime Udoka, even though he's going through his issues right now, but he went through the ranks with San Antonio to get to where he got his first job.
Right.
But let's be honest, Steve Nash was Jeff Saturday at one point.
I agree with you. I agree. You're right. I didn't think about that. Good. That's a good point. All right, here we go. Man law violation. Rams 17. Cardinals 27. Dude, do you notice that every game I'm saying this?
Before it starts, and it won't impact.
Who is that?
I had ESPN on. Go. You're good.
Do you know that every single game I've said so far has had man violation, I think, except one? I know there was like 33 to 30 on here. Man, I'll take that back. No, yeah, it's 25-20. That's man law violation. Did you hear what the Raiders, before we get off them, the Raiders owner said about just be patient? We have to just be patient. Who says that? I mean, whoever says that we just need to just chill out and be patient?
A millionaire that gets his hair cut with a bowl.
Well, not only that, a millionaire who knows that his ass is going to get $1 billion, whatever. Everybody gets $1 billion in the NFL every year, so he going to get $1 or $2 billion for just having his team exist, and it doesn't matter. That's where people who are fans of a franchise need to boycott them when owners start saying stuff like that. And when you get that feel, like if you're a Browns fan, y'all ain't interested in winning. There ain't nothing y'all do. There ain't nothing you do as a franchise that's interested in winning and y'all winning. But we're gonna see, because we're gonna talk about Deshaun Watson coming back here in a little bit. Anyway, what's going on with the Rams, sir?
They didn't have a quarterback, and with Cooper Kupp getting hurt, good luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, because you done built your whole offense around him. I mean, he gets 37 targets per game. Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous how much they try to use him, and whatever it is, it's hurt on him. Is it his ankle?
High ankle sprain.
I mean, it's just being overused.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't even try last year when he was a damn MVP to get him the ball as much as they're trying this year. It's like every play, that's the first thing they do is look. They hand it to him. They direct snap it to him. They throw it to him. I mean, it's just ridiculous how much they rely on Cooper Kupp. And then little what's the name? The little boy for the Cardinals. I only
he didn't even play. It was Colt McCoy.
Thank God he didn't play.
It was Colt McCoy.
That might be why they won, because he didn't even play, because he ain't nothing but in my way. Final in overtime. Cowboys 28, Packers 31. Now what you gonna say this week, Miss Peavy? Is that your team or not? Because every time I say you're a Falcon fan, you say you're a Cowboy fan. Are you a Cowboy fan this week too? Y'all got y'all's ass kicked? That's what I want to know. I wonder if you're still a Cowboys fan today, because you be flip-flopping on this. Went to overtime, though. It did take overtime to get there. Was that what you say, Travis? I can't read it.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Now, keep that talk that you had last week. Bring it up.
That's what I'm saying. Come on, Miss Peavy. Give me some of that.
Y'all was on the bye week talking all that good stuff.
Who's on the bye week?
Cowboys.
I know, but I ain't no Cowboy fan. That's her. That's her. You know I ain't no damn Cowboy fan. I mean, don't get me wrong. I ain't no Packer fan either. I just love that bad man. We should have won. We were up by 14. So, well, I mean, should have won. Everybody on this damn list that we call now should have won. I mean, when you're a damn professional football player, you should win every game. I mean, but, you should have won. Well, you didn't win. Let's talk about that. And let's talk about why you didn't win.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad loss for Dallas. Twofold, actually.
It's a terrible loss for Dallas.
Yeah, twofold. One, Philadelphia did lose. So if you would have just beat Green Bay, who you should have beat anyway, you'd be tied in the division right now.
Right.
And two, Green Bay Romeo Doubs didn't play. I'm pretty sure they had at least one offensive lineman out. Like, they're beat up, and that's one of the reasons why they're not as good as what they normally are. They're really dealing with injuries this year.
Yeah.
Along with the fact they're not as good, but still, like, that's...
Yeah,
you can't expect to win the NFC and lose a game like that. It's gonna that's tough.
It's bad football. Irv, what you think?
Yeah, and we're gonna continue to get this. These starting quarterbacks are just not good, and then now the fact that we're not even having the starting quarterbacks for some of these games is not good. And then we go to Dallas, where the backup quarterback actually is playing better than what Dak Prescott is doing right now.
Yeah,
and who knows what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. And the guy for Green Bay who was dropping passes all willy-nilly left and right, now all of a sudden
he catch him everywhere in the world now. Ain't he?
3 touchdowns.
And 3 touchdowns. And out there clowning and showing out. Yeah, when your ass dropped that ball the first game of the season, and then you were on every bad highlight tape there was. You weren't doing all that stuff then. That's why I tell people, stay humble. Just stay humble. You'll have your high times, and your high times be humble. Because when your ass drop a ball again, they're going to remind you of that by how you showing out there. Ms. Peavy said Dak's 2 interceptions didn't help. I agree. Do you also think they could let GB lose 6 games in a row? Oh, so, Green Bay.
So you saying the fix is in? Please.
Here
we go.
Yeah, that ain't it. Don't go there, Ms. Peavy. Don't go there, Ms. Peavy. Yeah, stop that. You stop that. All right, we got 2 more games real quick. Chargers 16, 49ers 22. Man law violation on Chargers. Here's my thing. And this is why I keep trying to tell y'all. This is why I say I'm not a fan. I'm a follower. I follow the 49ers, and they're my team. But I'm not happy with this. I mean, the Chargers are terrible this year.
Yeah,
and for them to be, us to be only have 22 points, barely get past the man law violation. Oh, there you go. Mr. P said the NFL stays fixed. Falcon fan. That is a Falcon fan right there. That's what they got it in for y'all, Mr. P. They got it in for y'all. They're jealous because y'all get all that Magic City and they don't get in there. That's what that is. Tell you that right now. So I'm not happy with the 49ers, who everybody's saying all of a sudden is a contender and all this other trash when you beat the damn Chargers by 6 points. And the score is 22-16. Travis.
Yeah. The Chargers are just
trash.
Like, they should be better every single year, and they're not. I think a lot of it has to do with their coach. I think their coach is terrible.
I do too, but I'm not crazy about that quarterback either.
And I was going to bring him up. I think he's a really good young quarterback. I think he's got some skills that almost no other quarterback in the league has. But I just think there's something about him that I don't know what it is, but there's just something about him that I go, I can't win with him.
Yeah.
And I've said it on the show. I've had a debate with my buddy Cody, who's a Chargers fan, and he tries to debate me till we're both blue in the face. Why he thinks Herbert's better than Burrow, and I can't. I don't see it.
Well, he need to go sit in front of a brick wall instead of talking to you about something like that. I mean, and then he can just talk his ass off because, I don't know what he's doing, just thinking he's going to talk to you about that. I mean, we all know you ain't never going to see that. I don't give a damn if he had all kind of film and all Stephen A. Smith and everybody on his side saying he was right and all that. Your ass still ain't going to listen to that. I mean, everybody on this show knows that.
Now, Coach, I got a question for you.
Come on.
Is the Chargers going through what do you call it? They fired Leslie Frazier, their last coach that had a winning season, and haven't had a winning season since firing him. And they call him a bad coach.
Yeah.
So what are these guys doing? Same thing with Detroit. They got rid of Jim Caldwell. Ain't having a winning season since.
Yeah, what Irv is trying to tell y'all is he thinks the mamas of these black coaches done boiled the root on these franchises. And I boiled the root on them. Is that what it is, Irv?
I can't say nothing because
they got the curse of the black mamas on them.
I remember when Jacksonville got rid of their coach and went straight downhill since then. I wasn't no black coach.
I know. Yeah, guys, I'm telling you. I mean, here's my thing. He making some good points, but at the end of the day, the NFL is about performance. And if you're not getting the job done, that's one thing. But like Irv was saying, those guys were winning games and still got fired. These guys that they brought in are not even winning games. So, I mean, what does that say about your franchise when, for instance, you go out and get an underqualified coach, bring him in, I think that's what's going on in Las Vegas right now.
You can add Arizona too.
Yeah, Josh McDaniel is not. I mean, he's never been. Well, I think he was a head coach for maybe 3 months, and then decided he wanted to go back to the Patriots or whatever. But at the end of the day, what Pete say? It's about money and betting. That's what Mr. Pete said. It's about money and betting. Well, I'm telling you this. I disagree, Mr. Pete, because I'm telling you what's going to happen at the owners' meeting or next owners' meeting or whatever. They're going to say, hey, these boring-ass games need to get better. And so that's when they start changing rules, most of them to favor the offense so they can get scoring up. I mean, that's why you can't sneeze on a quarterback. You know, I mean, you saw what happened last night in the game when the Commanders, Taylor Heineke took a knee, and everybody crashed into him when he took a knee, and that gave them the ball game because there was a 15-yard personal foul because they slid into him after he took a knee. I mean,
that wasn't no slide. He took 3 steps and still ran through.
Oh, I forgot. You're a damn Commanders fan.
Yeah, we got to get to that game.
I know we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it right now.
It's on film.
It's the last game on the docket. Commanders, 32. Eagles, barely escaped. Man law violation, 21. How important is this game to you, Irv? I mean, first of all, your franchise is absolutely in shambles right now. First of all, you got the worst damn nickname of any team in professional sports. There's no team. I mean, I look at this WNBA, and they have all these vague names like Seattle Sky or
Storm.
I know, but whatever. Travis Storm, Chicago Sky. I mean, they have all these
Atlanta Dream,
all these the Atlanta Dream,
Dallas Wings,
all these, and all of them, as bad as they suck, they're better than your name. They're better than yours. I know. Listen, I'm gonna let you celebrate back there and get your Mac on because you look like you about to maybe let one go. I'm gonna tell you this: go and get your Mac on her. Because here's the thing, we're gonna let you get it because we know you don't get this very often. I mean, what are they? 2-16 or whatever?
No, sir.
What's the record?
We got a better record than your team and the Falcons.
What's the record?
5-5.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's a lot. It takes a lot to be doing all that with a team that's 500.
Hey, no way to go but up.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's what I like to hear. Positivity.
We got the Texans next week, and then we got the Falcons the week after.
Now,
we all good.
Now, understand this. You just said there's no way to go but up, but clearly there's another way to go. And I can easily see your team going in that direction. Your franchise is up for sale. Your owner is under investigation for God knows. I mean, I think they're gonna find a body in his trunk whenever they start this investigation. I mean, your stadium is a piece of trash. I mean, it's just
your quarterback's from the XFL.
Exactly. Your best player has been out all year. Supposed to be coming back this week. Your end rusher. I mean, what a nasty, ugly, filthy, stinky, slimy. I mean, just my franchise. I mean, it's just. I mean, I feel like I got to go brush my teeth after just talking about them. I mean, they just disgusting.
But
go ahead and tell us about your team.
But hold on, they did win, and they're 500, so that's all that matters. Go ahead, Irvin.
Listen,
ain't all that matters. Tell that to the FBI. That's all that matters. Go ahead.
That's all I got to say. I'm sick and tired of you guys throwing these negativity bombs my direction when my team decides to do something good. Okay, all them people in the comments. I see all. Hold on.
No, wait. I had to hear it all last year when my Bengals were making their Super Bowl run. So
wait a minute. Try to make sure we understand something. When you say my team, we need further clarification because you got like 6 of them. So which of your teams are you talking about? Is it the Ravens? Is it the Jaguars? Or is it the Commandos? Is it Commandos? Isn't that how you say it? Like the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? I can't believe they named their team after Arnold Schwarzenegger character, the Commandos. But go ahead. I thought commando was when you wear jeans with no drawers. Isn't that commando? Isn't that what they call it?
He's muted. You can go ahead.
Listen, Washington's football team has been doing what they can with what they got, which is absolutely nothing. Why all the hate? We should all love. Don't treat us like you treat the Falcons and the 49ers.
Oh my God, no, you didn't. No,
This
you
is the
did
beauty.
not.
Listen, we are so blessed to have a chance to finally do something in this division.
Wow.
The best division in football right now.
Wow. Okay, real quick, and I know it's already 9:04. Let me ask you this: Is it good, bad, or indifferent for the Eagles that they finally lost a game and now they're not undefeated anymore?
You know what's funny? For a team that's going on the path that they were going on, I could be in the middle. Because remember, a couple years ago, we beat Pittsburgh. It put them on a downhill spiral since then.
True.
But Philly's team is just too good to go down off of just that one game. Like they just had a perfect game plan for something that was broken. They had 2 injured players, one in that middle, and they just decided to just go straight through the gut the entire game. They had a plan and they fulfilled it. That was the only way that they felt they could beat Philly, and they did it.
Travis, what do you think?
I'm leaning more towards indifferent. I don't think it really makes a difference. You know,
I'm leaning totally the other way from both of you guys. I think it's good because at the end of the day, when you sit up there worrying about that, and there's too many other things you need to worry about. I mean, it's probably, especially in this day and time, it's damn near impossible to go undefeated. So when you're sitting up there trying to add that into your natural worry and everything, guys, we got so many guys that, I mean, look at the NFL at the size and strength and all that. I mean, you would have to have so many and so much luck in order to go undefeated because players go down. Players have family issues and have to take a game off or do this or do that and all this kind of stuff. You got league issues, like all that stuff. Think about if the Washington Commanders were undefeated and now they're going through this mess where they're hearing about the owner about to sell the team and they're under investigation. And you got all that stuff you got to deal with. It's a lot. It's a lot trying to deal with all that. And when you're trying to deal with all that, and that's why the Miami Dolphins, from God knows when, 30 years ago went undefeated and everybody been trying to do it ever since.
72.
Okay, 72. But like I said, at the end of the day, I mean, that is just a lot to ask for, to go undefeated. So I would be glad, like that one guy said, because it's obviously been something that they've been stressing and stressing out about. Okay, so dude, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad it's over. Now all we just do is we can loosen up a little bit and just go out here and just play and have fun and win and don't have to worry about that extra burden. I mean, it's like they throw not a monkey but a horse on your back, and now you're just trying to carry that load. So I think it could be good for them. I hear you, Tom. I feel that will make them play harder. Yeah, I know, but now that it's over and whatnot, they can loosen up a little bit, I think.
Yeah. And they got too much talent, man.
Yeah. In any event, that's all we got for tonight, folks. It's 9:07.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Coach, I know you saw what happened on Saturday.
What happened on Saturday?
With your alma mater.
Oh, ain't nobody give a damn about that. Yeah. Nobody care. Everybody see what I'm wearing. Everybody see that. See that, Travis? See what I'm wearing?
I see that.
There you go.
Finally won an SEC game.
Yeah, but I mean, here's my thing, and this is what I tell people all the time. A lot of times people think people from Vanderbilt take along these emotional wins and this and that. I mean, let's talk about why you 26 games without a SEC win. I mean, that's what needs to be focused on. Like, how in the hell has that happened? How do we keep that from happening again? Because it might be after this game, 26 get more games before you get another one. So let's keep that from happening again. Is more my thing, and not get caught up on the emotion. I mean, you beat Kentucky. I mean, you know, what was Kentucky ranked? What, Travis? Ranked 24?
24, I believe. Yep.
24. See, that's what I tell you about these rankings. That's what I mean when I said that after 6, man, whoever, just put anybody's name in that spot. And just go around the table, and everybody in the room who has a school, just put their school in that spot. Because it don't matter. It don't matter. We beat the 24. Ooh, did you hear that? Vanderbilt beat somebody in the top 25. I mean, I hope Coach Lee gets a cookie. I hope they give him maybe a 6-pack of grandma's cookies or something like that, you know, for doing that.
Grades.
Yeah, I hope that's in his, you know, because, again, like I said, who's trying to come in here? I thought that's you, Irv. Is that you trying to come in here?
Man,
Somebody trying to come up in here, Travis. Who is that?
Y'all not done yet, man. I'm trying to record.
Oh,
man.
Man.
Oh, Big Papa in the bill. What's up, boy?
Nothing, man. But to
Jay,
do some
we just
recording
talking
after y'all
about-
get off.
We just talking. Jay, well, say one thing, Jay, before you go. What do you think about the 49ers' big victory over who we beat the other day?
The Chargers.
Oh, yeah, over the Chargers by 6 points.
Look, man. Look, I posted it in a thread with a couple of guys in fantasy football. How Kyle Shanahan going to be some offensive genius, and you got all this firepower, and you barely scored 22 points. I'm over it, man. I'm over it. I'm just I'm on to next year, bro. I'm like Super Belichick on the next year,
man. All hell Jimmy G.
That's why me and Jason, we're not fans, we're followers.
Hey, just be glad you guys won. You know,
Yeah,
like,
but no, it don't work that way,
bro.
Travis.
On the next
It
year.
don't work that way.
All
That's for
hell Jimmy
fans.
G.
That's for
We're
fans.
gonna- hey, we're going to
Oh,
send
hey.
Jimmy G to the Commanders. We'll send him over there with you, Irv.
You didn't want to this year. You're not going to send them next year. So go ahead.
they got Heineke. They
But
got
this is
Heineke
the
already.
thing. Jimmy G done wearing it. I don't think he wears underwear. So he could come over there and be a commando.
And on that really bad dad joke, we're going to be out of here. So,
I don't leave my team alone, man.
Folks, we got to get out of here. We appreciate everybody. Ray Miller, Miss Peavy, Mr. Peavy, Tom. I know I'm missing somebody. I forgot somebody. But we'll
Richard
see y'all
Hood.
next week. Jay, appreciate you coming on. We're going to say goodnight to y'all. Y'all hold tight for a second so we can talk to Jason before y'all get off here. Because we don't get Jay all the time. We'll see y'all next week. Good night, Miss Francis.
Straight from the hip.
Let's go basketball season. Let's go.